You put in the work. You stay active. You eat what you believe is a healthy, balanced diet. Yet year after year, you notice your strength slipping away, your energy fading, and your muscles softening. It feels incredibly frustrating, and often society dismisses this as just getting older. We are told to accept it and to settle into a smaller, weaker version of ourselves. Welcome to Dr. Levitas. But I am here to tell you that your muscles haven't forgotten how to grow. They have just gone deaf. Today, we are shedding light on one of the most critical, yet least talked about biological roadblocks of aging. We are going to explore why your muscles are ignoring your meals, why fasting might actually be accelerating your decline, and the specific nutritional and physical tools you can use to turn the volume back up on your cellular health. Let's dive into the science of the deaf muscle. Please take a second to like the video and leave a comment. Your engagement is a huge help to the channel. Let's start with a foundational truth that completely changes how we should eat as we age. What exactly is anabolic resistance? And why does a 60-year-old biologically need almost twice as much protein to build muscle as a 20-year-old? When you eat a meal containing protein, your digestive system breaks it down into amino acids. These amino acids travel through your bloodstream and knock on the doors of your muscle cells, shouting a command, build and repair. In a 20-year-old body, those doors are wide open. The muscle cells hear the command loud and clear. They eagerly absorb the amino acids and activate the mTOR pathway, which is the master switch for muscle protein synthesis. But as the decades pass, an invisible barrier forms. By the time we reach our 50s, 60s, and beyond, your muscle cells develop anabolic resistance. This means the cellular receptors have effectively put in earplugs. You can eat the exact same piece of chicken or the exact same bowl of lentils that you ate in your 20s, but your muscles simply do not hear the signal to grow. A landmark 2023 review in the Journal of Physiology confirmed that to overcome this biological deafness, older adults must consume a significantly higher dose of high-quality protein in a single sitting just to trigger the exact same anabolic response that a young person achieves with a small snack. You don't just need food, you need a biological megaphone. So, what causes this deafness in the first place? Why does our cellular hearing deteriorate? The answer lies in a phenomenon known as inflammaging. How does chronic inflammaging make the muscle cells completely deaf to the anabolic signals of amino acids? Inflammaging is exactly what it sounds like, a chronic, low-grade, systemic inflammation that increases as we age. Unlike acute inflammation, like a swollen ankle that heals in a few days, this is a slow, simmering fire constantly burning in your background biology. It's driven by oxidative stress, environmental toxins, and cellular debris that our aging bodies struggle to clear out. These inflammatory markers, specifically cytokines like TNF-alpha and interleukin-6, act like static on a radio dial. When amino acids try to bind to the muscle cell receptors, the inflammatory cytokines physically block the connection. They create so much biological noise that the mTOR pathway never receives the signal to turn on. A comprehensive 2024 study published in The Lancet Healthy Longevity demonstrated a direct correlation. The higher a person's systemic inflammation, the more severe their anabolic resistance. Your muscles aren't broken. They are just trapped in a noisy, inflamed environment that prevents them from doing their job. If the signal is blocked, how do we break through? This is where precision nutrition becomes your greatest weapon. Why is hitting the leucine threshold, around 3 grams of leucine per meal, the critical trigger to force growth in older adults? Protein is made up of 20 different amino acids, but they are not all created equal when it comes to muscle. Think of the amino acid leucine as the key that actually starts your car's engine. Without it, the car isn't going anywhere, no matter how much fuel you have in the tank. Because of anabolic resistance, a small amount of leucine no longer works. To break through the static of inflammaging, you have to hit a specific concentration in the blood. Clinical nutrition research reveals that older adults need to ingest approximately 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine in a single meal to effectively flip the mTOR switch. This is known as the leucine threshold. If you eat a small piece of toast with a thin spread of peanut butter, you might get a little protein, but you fall drastically short of the leucine threshold. The meal is metabolically silent. To protect your independence and your strength, Every main meal must contain a robust source of complete protein, like a large serving of grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, pasture-raised eggs, or a high-quality plant-based protein blend to ensure you deliver that 3-gram spark plug directly to your cells. Nutrition alone, however, cannot solve the puzzle. We have to look at how our modern lifestyle actively works against us. How do periods of inactivity, like bed rest or chronic sitting, rapidly accelerate this cellular resistance to muscle growth? We often think that sitting is just harmless rest, but to your muscular system, prolonged inactivity is a state of emergency. When you stop demanding mechanical tension from your muscles, your body quickly decides that maintaining that dense, metabolically expensive tissue is a waste of energy. When older adults experience even brief periods of inactivity, like a week of bed rest due to a minor illness, or simply a highly sedentary winter season, their anabolic resistance skyrockets. A startling 2022 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism showed that just 5 days of bed rest in adults over 60 caused a massive drop in muscle protein synthesis, effectively making the muscle cells completely numb to protein intake. Disuse turns up the volume on the biological mute button. The less you move, the harder it becomes to rebuild the muscle you are losing. Movement is not just about burning calories. It is the physical act of keeping the communication lines to your cells open and active. This brings us to a highly controversial topic. Intermittent fasting is incredibly popular for weight management and cellular cleanup. But why does intermittent fasting sometimes cause more harm than good in elderly populations due to extreme muscle wasting? Fasting has incredible benefits, but context is everything. When a young, healthy person fasts, their body is highly efficient at preserving muscle tissue. But when an older adult with pre-existing anabolic resistance attempts long fasting windows, like skipping breakfast and lunch every day, they run into a profound biological wall. Because you require a massive dose of protein just to trigger muscle growth, condensing all your meals into a tiny 4-hour window means you are only giving your body 1 or 2 chances a day to overcome anabolic resistance. Furthermore, during those long fasting hours, your body still needs amino acids to keep your vital organs running. If you aren't eating them, your body will harvest them by breaking down your own skeletal muscle. For older adults, this accelerates sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. Geriatric nutrition guidelines updated in 2025 strongly suggest that older populations should prioritize 3 distinct, high-protein meals spread evenly throughout the day. You must consistently pulse the system with leucine to keep the deaf muscle awake and prevent your body from cannibalizing its own armor. So we have dialed in the protein and optimized the meal timing. Is there a way to actually repair the cell's hearing? How does high-dose omega-3 supplementation help break through this resistance and resensitize the muscle cell walls? This is where the science of longevity meets the science of muscle. Your muscle cells are encased in a lipid bilayer, a membrane made of fats. When your diet is highly processed, or as you age, this membrane becomes rigid and stiff. A rigid cell wall struggles to receive signals from hormones and amino acids. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA found in high-quality fish oil or algae oil, are incredibly fluid molecules. When you consume high-dose omega-3s, your body integrates them directly into the walls of your muscle cells. This restores the fluidity and flexibility of the membrane. A remarkable 2024 clinical trial in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults supplementing with high-dose omega-3s for 8 weeks effectively reversed a significant portion of their anabolic resistance. The omega-3s acted like a cellular megaphone, cutting through the inflammatory static and amplifying the anabolic signal of the protein they ate. It is one of the most powerful, evidence-based tools we have to restore youthful communication to aging tissue. Finally, we must apply the physical stimulus. If we need to lift weights to combat the sedentary trap, how do we do it safely? What is the specific rep speed or tempo that helps older adults safely bypass this block and stimulate deep growth? You do not need to lift massive joint-crushing weights to overcome anabolic resistance. What you need is mechanical tension, and the safest way to deliver that is through time under tension, specifically focusing on the eccentric phase, the lowering part of the movement. When you slowly lower a weight, You are creating micro tears in the muscle fibers that trigger a massive, localized healing response. The ideal tempo for breaking through anabolic resistance without destroying your joints is a 4:02 neuro tempo. That means taking 4 slow, controlled seconds to lower the weight, no pause at the bottom, 2 seconds to lift the weight, and no pause at the top. This continuous grinding tension forces the muscle fibers to recruit every available motor unit. It creates a robust local inflammatory signal, the good kind of inflammation, that forces the muscle to wake up, pull in the leucine, and start building. You are safely commanding your body to rebuild its structural integrity. Here is the doctor's verdict. Stay strong, stay young. Getting older is a privilege, but losing your strength is not a requirement. Anabolic resistance is a biological reality, but it is not a life sentence. Your muscles have simply become hard of hearing. It is up to you to speak louder. By prioritizing deep, high-quality protein, breaking free from the sedentary trap, rethinking long fasts, optimizing your cell membranes with omega-3s, and demanding growth through intentional time under tension, you can resensitize your entire body. You can build a frame that carries you through the coming decades with grace, power, and profound resilience. Your body is waiting for the right signal. It's time to give it one. I want to hear from you. Are you making sure you hit your leucine threshold at every meal? Let's start the conversation in the comments below. Keep moving, eat protein, and I'll see you in the next one. Watch this video suggestion. It was especially picked for you. Please share, comment, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you. It helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos and keep growing.